Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another reading.
Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be another pick a card reading. Going to be asking the question, what are you not seeing about yourself? So this was a viewer suggestion. I figured I would do this. It was pretty interesting, just kind of veer off from love for a brief second. I just was just curious, just to see how this could all play out. So maybe you're doing some good stuff, maybe you're doing some bad stuff. I don't know. Maybe whatever it is that you're not seeing about yourself, that's what we want to pull up. All right. So hopefully this is more of a pick me up. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna read them how I see them. All right. I think that's all I got, which is kind of short. I don't really have too much to say today outside of thanks for those people who be liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and getting involved. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks to those people who book those personal readings. Thank you for trusting in me to deliver those messages. I always do my best. You know what I mean? I really be trying to be humble and be very modest. That was like a family pattern. So I'm starting to kind of come out of that and toot my horn a little bit. You know what I mean? So be looking for that because that's coming, because I've been feeling it a lot and I just been chilling. So yeah, anyway, got 4 piles here. These are Lego people that I made when I went to Florida. So these are my own personal creations. You guys get to pick from that. And then this store brand lavender oil, you know what I mean? So take a second to look at your pile or piles. All right, I'm gonna start over here with 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And I'm gonna get started over here with pile 1, and we're asking, what is it about yourself that you're not seeing? All right. So pile 1, I'm about to start on. Boom, pile 1. So pile 1, what is it about you that you are not seeing? Okay, so you could be a Gemini, you could be a Leo, you could be a Sagittarius. You could be, I got Sagittarius again. So I got Sagittarius twice, I got Leo twice. Or you could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Okay, so what is it that you're not seeing about yourself? That you're very critical of yourself. That you have very strong beliefs, right? That you're very strong either physically or emotionally. But I also get, because the first card that came out was dignified, so you have a strong air of regalness. You give off an air of importance. You give off an air of being very intelligent, of being very, trustworthy with information. But the first cards out, like I said, was communication is key and strength. So I get automatically that you're a very strong communicator. You could be an entertainer, or you could just be a person who's very enthusiastic and very magnetic and draws in large crowds. You could be a person who speaks to large crowds or teaches large crowds. You may not be seeing this about yourself, that you have the ability to teach a multitude of people with a strong voice. All right, you're very good. You have great communication skills, and you have skills in a sense that make people stop, watch, and listen. Okay. So you're a very simplistic type of person. You're very easygoing. You're very protective. Or you could be a person who's very ritualistic, meaning that you keep things. Let's say every three days you may go live on Facebook, or every 2 days you may go live on Instagram, or every day you may post a post on YouTube or TikTok, or whatever. You're consistent. Like you have a ritual. You have some type of ritual that you're not seeing about yourself that keeps you protected and keeps you covered. You also have an ability of being free. Like you're free with your time. You could be you may be even astral travel, because this card does represent astral travel. So you may be very, I think of like going through walls. Now I'm not saying that you naturally go through walls. You may, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there aren't any boundaries for you. Like the thinking boundaries, the communicating boundaries, the imagination boundaries, they don't exist for you. You have an expansive mind, an expansive vocabulary. You have an expansive way of being, and your beliefs are very expansive. Now, you're also a person who's very graceful. You could be sometimes a bit selfish, maybe, or self-serving. You may not be seeing that about yourself, but you may be learning that about yourself, because what I'm getting is that your ethics are changing. All right. Now, you're a person who deals with chaos and conflict easily, comfortably. You know what I mean? And I say comfortably because the first card out was strength and dignify, which means that you're very strong. You have great capabilities to handle, turbulent times pretty much, or, just difficult situations or difficult periods in your life. You know how to handle those. You have strength. So this means that you also know how to communicate what it is that you need. All right. So what you have here is that you're learning to you're coming into some type of opportunity shortly. That's what I'm picking up. And it came from you letting go of old beliefs or letting go of old patterns, old holding patterns, old friends, old family, old lovers, I think it's more like old holding patterns more than old people. You might have let go of some old people, but I feel like it's more of old patterns. And now you're starting to see the world with fresh eyes. So you're coming into a new period in time in your life where you're becoming more open and more receptive and seeing the world with clear vision. This isn't the third eye chakra, this is the heart chakra, which is making yourself more receptive to brand new beginnings. This is letting go of hardship. This is getting over hardship. This is getting over resentment. This is getting over shame. So you're not seeing this about yourself because you're very proud and very headstrong, but you are getting over obstacles. You are getting over setbacks. You are getting over that energy of being pessimistic and feeling like you don't have enough information. You have a lot of information. You're very smart. You're very intuitive. This Page of Swords does not represent intuitive, but that's what came out. So you're very intuitive. All right, you're very intellectual. You're very quick to learn. You're a fast learner. You're not seeing that about yourself because you're very self-critical. You know what I mean? That's your advice here, is that you're very self-critical and you're not very accepting of things that have ended or that have changed. So that's why the heart chakra is here, because that's what's being healed in you. All right, because you're not aware that you're already, that you're strong enough to deal with the situations that cause a lot of conflict or a lot of upheaval in your life. You're learning now to be more graceful, and to handle life with gratitude and to handle life with grace. So when things don't go the way that you hope, you're not kicking and screaming and crying. Instead, you're handling it like a tap on the chin and you're persevering. All right. They're saying to stay simple or stay simplistic. Don't overstress or overthink situations. You can tend to be a bit bossy though. So if you're not seeing that about yourself, then that's there. You are coming off a bit bossy, but you do have a level of higher information, higher understanding, higher education, or you just give off the ability of being a great teacher, all right, or a great communicator who can put complex ideas or you make things that are hard to understand simple, and you're not seeing that about yourself. All right, you simplify it. It could be an issue for the average Joe Blow or Susie Sally, but you do a great job of making it simple. All right, and you're not seeing that about yourself, that you basically calm down anything that would cause a ruckus or cause instability in your foundation. You're aware of it. You have a higher understanding of it or a higher view of it. So you might be still in this period in time where you're doubting yourself or doubting your abilities. And what they're letting you know is that there's hope. You have the inner strength and inner fortitude to communicate to the masses a new way of being or a new way of thinking or a new philosophy. You could be a publisher, you could be writing books, you could be into law or doing some type of like science, like discovery, like maybe trekking or hiking or something like that, something moving. Maybe you could be traveling, documentary or something. You're not seeing though that what you're doing is making a big difference and a big change in a community around you or to the world at large. It's gaining a lot of traction, getting you a lot of attention, and people are wanting to be generous with you, and you aren't seeing this. You aren't seeing this about yourself. All right. So let's give you the advice. Your advice says, acceptance. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. And then the next card, self-criticism. We, your angels, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Observe the times when you have critical thoughts about you and make an effort to replace these negative thoughts with positive, loving ones. You are a wondrous being of light, even if at times you think you are less than perfect. Remember that God and divine perfection exist in all things. So, let's go over these signs one more time, and I'm going to close this out for power one. So, we got Leo, Gemini, Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Okay? So, power one, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house. Boom. Power two. So, power two, what are you not seeing about yourself? That you have visions. That your visions are being activated, that they're being intensified, that you're very good. You may be overly critical of yourself, that it's time for you to step outside of your comfort zone and be strategic about it. It's time to engage in your intensity. You're an agent of change. It's time for you to choose a path and trust in divine tours or trust in the divine detour. Be very convicted in your beliefs or in your thought patterns. Be very convicted in the way that you speak and communicate to other people. Be very grateful. Be very gracious. Be very grateful for what's being offered to you at this time, because you are being offered some level of abundance. That's what's coming up here. You may be in an energy where you're not feeling mutually not mutually respected, but mutually reciprocated. Like you're in an energy where you're not feeling maybe mutually reciprocated, maybe amongst a friend group, new friends, new associates that are in here. There's like an energy of you maybe feeling like you're alone, or feeling like you need to not guard, but maybe like you need to watch your back, or you need to protect yourself. And it's only because you're stepping outside your comfort zone. With this Scorpio, let me give you energies real quick. So you could be a Pisces, you could be a Leo, you could be a Virgo, you could be a Sagittarius, you could be I got Virgo again, you could be a Scorpio, and that's what I got. Okay, you could be this person, these people. I mean, this could be your sign, or you could be in your chart, or you could just be exercising the energy of that. Okay. So what you're not seeing about yourself is that you have great intuition. All right, you have great intuition. You might even have psychic abilities. All right, but you're an agent of change. You have a huge importance here, because when solar flares pops up, it's usually about activating skills or abilities that you have. It's like intensifying them. And so you're needing to go towards intensity, and you're not recognizing that about yourself. But you need to be strategic about how you do this. So you may have two options or two pathways to take. Spirit is guiding you here because you have trust in divine detours. So where you think you may go, or where you think you may end up, you may not. Spirit has a bigger plan for you, and you're not seeing that about yourself. You're being led along a path of where you're meant to go, because North Node is here. So you're being led along a path of where you're meant to be and where you're meant to go. You may not be seeing that because it's outside of your comfort zone, which means that you're not quite comfortable being where you are at this moment. You're not quite comfortable going where you're going. All right. Well, it's saying that you feel like you're in a period of time where nobody's listening to you. This is throat chakra here. So it's throat chakra, and it's saying stand strong and communicate your truth, your message. The world is ready to receive what you have to share. So you're not seeing this about you, that spirit is leading you to be a communicator or a channeler of spirit. And this could be in any form. This could be rapping, this could be singing, this could be public speaking, this could be tarot, this could be yoga, this could be Reiki, this could be any public platform. This could be anything that's actually adding value to the human form, or to mankind, or to the human race as a whole. Any ability you have. This could be even makeup artists. This could be all of that. But this has to do with you communicating, most likely, and listening to other people communicate their truth. So you could be like counseling, nursing, anything like that. Even salesmen, because salesmen, like if you're selling something that may be green, or something like technology that may, help the world, or, something like that. It's something like that. You have great visions. You have great vision. I feel like visionary. You have great visionary skills, as well as like seeing possibilities that are not there. All right. This is what you have. These are the abilities you have. You make a big impact. All right, you have ideas or thoughts or visions that can impact the world at large, and you're not allowing it to be out. You're not allowing yourself to mingle with people, to collab with people, to basically join in with people, to express these ideas, to share these ideas. You're not seizing the opportunities for brand new connections that are coming in. You're not seeing this about yourself because you're still like on guard or watching your back. It's not really protective, but it's like you're over analyzing the new opportunities that are coming in, and you're not seeing this about yourself. You're still on like guarded mode, or you're having like, it's not paranoia, but it could be like a psychic, you know, what's it called? I'm thinking psychic attacks, where where your mind is kind of like where you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting enough rest, you're not, you're not resting enough, you're being too active, you're overthinking, your mind is on go, you're always either at work, or you're always out with the kids, or you're always out with friends, or you're always on the move, on the go. And so with time for a nap, Spirit is saying it's time for you to take a break, and there's going to be it's not going to be self-induced, it's going to be spiritually induced. All right, and this is the divine detour that's happening here. So you may be sitting down somewhere, or maybe something's going to change that you didn't want to change. So the way you thought you were going towards success may change. And this is something that you're not going to see. It's going to take you outside of your comfort zone. It's going to make you have to become more competitive, all right, and more strategic. All right, and this is going to be in a period of time where you're not looking to connect with other people, or work with other people, or collab, or even meet them halfway. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, maybe for a good time, you kind of keep things shallow. You know what I mean? Where you don't really and like dive deep with people. And this is what it's saying. It's saying that you're doubting your ability to get what it is that you need, or to fulfill some type of need. They're letting you know that you are good enough. All right. But I'm feeling like you have to communicate something with passion. All right. They want you to be aware of manipulative people. All right, and that's probably why you're always on guard or watching your back, because of previous manipulative people. And that might be what you're not really seeing, because something I learned, right, about, I learned it about the hangman, or the Pisces energy, but I'm thinking about it now because I'm seeing Neptune energy, which would be the same energy. So what I learned about Pisces energy or Neptune energy is that, remember how I always say, oh, it's really blurry, it's watery, you can't really see things so clearly, it's distortion. This is true. The distortion, though, is in the past and in the future. So the present is very clear. You can see it very clearly, what's happening in front of you. And depending on, how you're perceiving what's happening in front of you, be it good or be it bad, that usually determines what you do from there, or how you maybe project reality onto the situation. You know what I mean? So you're extremely sensitive. You're very sensitive, and you need to be aware of that. That's something that you're not aware of yourself. And when I say sensitive, I don't mean sensitive in a negative sense. I mean sensitive like you can pick up on how other people feel. You could be like an empath. You could be picking up on how, like, what's the right thing to do? Like, what's the right thing to say? Like, you naturally know where things are, how things are supposed to go, even if they have never been done this way before. You have that visionary mindset, and you're not quite aware of it. But what they're encouraging you to do is to find another level of conviction, to be so much more self-assured of yourself and your dreams and your beliefs, that your voice is heard, your voice will be heard, like to project this out there, like let the world know that you exist. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid of collabing or working with people or sharing with people. That was the past that you're holding on to. This is what you're not seeing. Stepping outside your comfort zone, your north node is an uncomfortable thing, because your south node is where you've been comfortable at. It's where you've grown to get, that relaxed state. It's your mastery. I've mastered this phase of life. The north node is a new stage where you have to master, and that's difficult because you've never used these tools before. You've never used these gifts before. So as you're learning to use them, there's that energy of feeling less confident about them, and that's why they're encouraging you to know that you are good enough. You're just being too critical of yourself. All right, similar to Pile 1, but this one is a little bit different. This one, you have a voice, you have strength in the voice as well, because they had strength in their voice as well, but yours is about, you feel like nobody is listening. And this one, they're letting you know that people are listening. Your voice will be heard, but use a stronger conviction. You have to be more assured of what you're saying and what your message is, and people will follow suit. But it's time for you to be more strategic and follow intensity. Don't be afraid of it. Go towards it. Intensity is going to be your friend at this period in time because things are ramping up for you. Either your intuitive abilities are picking up a lot more, or your dreams and your visions are still picking up. Whatever it is being intensified with this solar flare. It's activating another level of you. Now, your confidence could be peaking too, because Virgo represents confidence. And anything that, your optimism could be coming up as well, because anything that's connected to the solar flares intensifies it. So we got optimism that's going to be intensified, and being able to make good paths and being confident about the choices that you're making, as well as being confident and comfortable in your dreams and your aspirations and your psychic abilities, as well as being confident in your abilities to create or to get your needs met or to meet other people's needs without being overly critical of yourself or others. So here's your advice: forgiveness. Holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. And then we have prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me to let go of the fear that I project on my future help me let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. Okay. Oh, wait, last card. We have gratitude. Thank you. This is a heartfelt thanks to you from someone you recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. All right, so let's go over these signs one more time. We're going to close this up for pile 2. So we got Pisces, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Virgo. And that's it. Okay, so it could be your sign, could be in your chart somewhere, or you could just be taking on the energy of this. Okay, so pile 2, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 3. So, pile 3. What are you not seeing about yourself? Okay, so you could be a Capricorn, you could be a Leo. Okay. You could be a Pisces. You could be a Capricorn again. You could be a Virgo or a Taurus. But I get you're going towards your destiny. It has to do with honors, respect, success. But right about now, you're home. Okay, you're healing. All right. You possibly could be in a relationship, or you're learning what equal give and take is, and you may not be aware of that. I think you're not seeing this about yourself because you may be thinking that you're not getting it right, that you're not being fair, or that you're not sharing your gifts in the right way. Okay, that could be possible because we have 10th house, which represents public recognition, success, status, and it's the 10th house that says VIP status. So you're focusing on status, and your commitment is being tested to that. So what you're not seeing is that you are healing. that you're going to, oh, you're going to have a career in healing, but you have a reputation for that? Has to do with creativity and entertainment. You're healing, though, insecurities and wounds. You're not seeing this about yourself. That through either entertainment or through your ambition, through your drive, and through naturally coming to this cycle or this crossroads of your life where you're letting go, you're healing. You're healing deep-seated wounds that you've had. You're not seeing this about yourself. That by letting go, you're coming into a new level of passion. You're shedding your skin, the old skin of you. You are whole. That's what I'm getting. You're whole now. And you're not seeing that about yourself. That's a beautiful thing. It's not beautiful that you're whole, that you're not seeing that you're whole. It's a beautiful thing that you're whole, but that you're not aware of it just yet, because you are. So, it's saying that you may be in a period of time right now where you feel like you're not getting things right or that you're lost. All right. And that makes sense, because what you're doing is being dependent on other people, other people's resources possibly, or being dependent on other people's intuitions, not trusting your own inner guidance, not trusting your own inner pull. All right. Because the Nine of Pentacles is usually about codependency, depending on other people's resources, depending on other people for value. So you're like seeking validation from other people, but you're releasing that. You're coming into an energy of releasing that, but you're still listening to other people's either judgment or listening to what other people feel is right. And you're coming into an energy of detaching from that, almost like, because you're still in the energy of codependency and being, attached to maybe materialism, or attached to like power, or attached to, I feel more like the earthly pleasures of things, or because it's attached to pleasures, and then you have like detaching from it, detaching from maybe too much passion or too much entertainment. You know what I mean? You're healing that energy of being insecure, and so you could be healing like some type of addiction. Could be a sexual addiction, or it could just be an addiction of like overindulgence. You're healing that. You're coming through a period of healing that, and you're not aware of that. Because time to heal is here, and home. And home is about finding a nurturing space, because this is the 4th house. So let's go over your signs real quick. You could be a Cancer, a Capricorn, a Leo, a Capricorn, a Pisces, a Taurus, a Virgo, and a Capricorn again. Okay? But yeah, home, the 4th house, is actually representing an emotional home. It's like how you would want it to parent yourself had you been able to parent yourself now. How would you have liked or preferred to be parented? So you could be coming into that time now where you're learning to reparent yourself. You're parenting yourself in the way that you wished your parents had parented you. You know what I mean? So that's what this home is about. You're now becoming a home to yourself. You've now learned to nurture yourself. You now learn to be stable and secure for yourself. So now what you're learning is how to exchange with other people. What is fair, equal give and take? You're learning that now. And you may not be aware of that. You may have not known that originally, but you're learning how to affirm in what it is that you believe in. You're recognizing positive thinking patterns and negative thinking patterns. You're becoming aware of that now. And you're becoming aware of how other people can cloud your judgment or cloud your intuition when you depend on them for your value or for your importance, because you're coming into a new cycle of life. All right. And that's why your commitment is being tested. This is about coming into a new cycle of life and like acknowledging how far you come, and acknowledging if you're on the same path, if you're on the correct path, and if you need to keep going. And you've done this by letting go. You came to a crossroads in life and you had to decide, and you made a choice. You could be now indulging in some level of creativity. I seen romance, you know what I mean? So you could be engaging in some sense of romance, and romance doesn't always have to be like sexual, or have to be like in a partnership who you're like with or dating. It could be like to your kids. It could be like to your family. It could be like to your friends, to your cousins, where you're looking out for them, you're caring, you're texting them, you're calling them, you're just being genuine with them, you're being open with them, providing a safe space. You could be going into this period and you're not seeing this about yourself, that you're teaching people. See, with Charon shows up, Charon usually means a wound that you yourself had dealt with for a very long time, and now you can show other people how to heal. Because Charon was the healer who was always wounded. He couldn't heal his own wound, but because he did so much research and study on his own wound, he was able to heal other people. So you've done some type of deep introspection or some type of, vulnerability, searching, seeking, that's allowed you to be able to teach this to other people. All right, and you could be doing this in a form of creativity, like as an entertainment, and it's gained you some level of status, or you could be doing this like at work, and this is allowing you to help other people who are going through difficult times and difficult situations, and you're able to gain a level of respect and admiration for that. But either way, it comes from you working hard, being diligent, and doing the deep inner work, or doing the deep seated work that a lot of people wouldn't have done. This is your destiny that you're coming into, and your intuition is going to be peaking up shortly as well because of all this healing. What you've done is transmuted a bad thing into a good thing, and you turned it into success. You turned it into public recognition. You turned it into respect and achievement, some type of accolade. And this is what you aren't seeing about yourself. All right. It's saying that you need to harness your loving energy and watch as one miracle unfolds after another, after another, after another. So your sense of independence is being encouraged here, and your sense of being open and receptive is being encouraged here. All right, because that's why I say that your intuition is going to be peaking up soon, because that's what you're going to be needing. Because with this healing, this is about allowing, because your intuition is connected to your feelings. So when you have Sharon here, that means that you healed some type of emotional trauma or some type of emotional deep-seated pain that you've been holding on to for a very long time, right? And you transmuted it into something else. And now it's giving you a sense of personal power, and it allows you, because that's the crossroads. Once you become receptive and you take your own power back, then you're at a crossroads about where you want to go. What does life hold for you? And become more passionate about new opportunities, about new chances, about new beginnings. You become more passionate about it. But you may be currently in a period of time where you're listening to other people, and they're not necessarily fogging your judgment, but they're trying to keep you enthralled in your old patterns, your old ways of being. They're trying to keep you there. And then with the devil, that's why I feel like it's like you're trying to detach from this energy of maybe, because I'm seeing like shadow side. So they're trying to keep you in your shadow element. People are trying to keep you in this shadow element, and you're trying to rise to some level of public image, or some level of status, or some level of respectability, because 10th house is just about public recognition and some type of respectability or accolades that society will trust in you. So this could be like being a teacher, being a CEO, being a content creator. This could be like being a rapper, being a singer, being the foreman at your job. This could be like being a manager, supervisor, any of that. There's a level of of status and recognition that you've been working on, and it came from you doing the deep work, the deep inner healing. Possibly getting into a passion, finding some type of hobby, finding some type of or some type of entertainment, or even possibly healing your childhood wounds. That because the 5th house can represent children, and I'm thinking of Sharon with children and childhood wounds. So you could possibly be healing through childhood wounds, and possibly doing this for some type of success or some type of level of authority it's giving you. So maybe you're like a child counselor or a child pediatrics or a child psychologist or something like that, and it's giving you recognition. All right, and you're not seeing this about yourself, that this came from you doing the inner work. You did the inner healing, and you became whole within yourself. You became a safe sanctuary for your inner child that allowed you to do this for other people. And if you're not doing this, then this is what you're not seeing about yourself, that this is your destiny, because this is what shows up right here. Destiny. That this is your destiny. This is what you were meant to do. Okay? It says there's a path that is waiting just for you. Open your heart and mind so that you can use it on your journey of fulfillment. Now, here is your advice. Compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender to self-criticism and the fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. And then here we go. Affirmation. Be aware of your language and thoughts. The most powerful statement you can ever make, think, or feel is thank you. Be grateful for all the blessings in your life. As we acknowledge the divine order of life, the universe responds with ever greater blessings. You are a powerful creator. All you say and think resonates throughout the heart of creation, and creation responds accordingly. So, let's go over the signs one more time and close this out. So we got Cancer, we have Capricorn, we have Leo, we have Capricorn, we have Pisces, and we have Virgo and Taurus. This could be you, could be the energy that you're just currently exercising or whatnot. But anyway, Pile 3, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 4. So, Pile 4, what are you not seeing about yourself? Yo, big dog, why don't you just stay up? Okay. So you could be a Pisces, could be a Capricorn, it could be a Leo, it could be an Aries, it could be an Aquarius. It could be a Taurus. Okay, but what you don't see is that you're a competitor, that your hard work is paying off, this deep introspection that you've been taking, this time to look at some repeating patterns or the way that you've been thinking, even tapping into collective consciousness, because you have co-create with spirit. All right, so through jumping into the collective consciousness, this has allowed you to see through the facade or see through superficiality. All right, this has allowed you to see what things are worth spending your time or investing in. This is also about recognizing what part you play in relationships. So you've gotten some type of higher understanding. All right, this is you learning how to curb. So what you're not seeing about yourself is that you've learned how to curb your ego, that you've learned how to curb possibly resentment. You've learned how to find your independence. You're not seeing this about yourself, that you've learned how to earn your independence. I said earn. So you've learned how to earn your independence. So maybe you financially are independent now, but I feel like you're taking charge of your life and you're working with spirit to do it. And you may not be aware that that's what you are currently doing. That the means and the ways that you are going about doing it, though they may seem a bit untraditional or non-traditional, what's the word? Unorthodox. They may seem a bit unorthodox. They are reaping you the benefits and the rewards of what you're looking for. All right, there's a lot of power, strength, and force with you that you're not aware of. All right, you're very courageous. You're very dominant. All right, you could be a bit rebellious, and you may not be aware of this, right? Quick temper and angry, quick to anger things. And sometimes you could be very impulsive in situations where you could be offering an apology, or you could be fixing the situation overall, where you could be mending the situation or allowing spirit to mend it. You may be forceful at times. So instead of letting spirit mend things, you may force things into space or force things into place. Because I kind of feel like brute strength, brute force, because you have strength here with this Baraka. All right, and this is about power, force, and expansion. It's about some type of creative energy, but it's also energy that's very easy to use and very helpful. So you're a very helpful person, and you may not be aware of that. I get that you're some type of teacher or maybe even spiritual teacher, or you're someone who has, you could be like in the industry too. You could be like in the industry, or you're something like like maybe not a professor, but it's like a teacher. Like you're very educated. You have a lot of higher knowledge, higher wisdom than most people. All right. You may be above because you have competitor here, so you could be above competition. That's what I'm getting. Like you're not seeing how much ahead of competition you are, or how much like you're teaching people, or how much you are sleeping on your abilities. Because I got the 4 swords with the 5 of wands, which could be like competing, could be like resting from a battle, resting from competition, sleeping on competition. But I feel like with the Hierophant next to it, it's like you're sleeping on your abilities, sleeping on your teaching abilities, sleeping on your wisdom, sleeping on the information that you have, like doubting what you have. This isn't really self-doubt, but this is like not seeing that you have the ability to be a teacher, or that you are a neck above who you may be competing with. So like you could be competing for like a job, a career, you could be competing for like status. I mean, is the Hierophant? The Hierophant could be like status because it is like, a higher echelon type of person. People are respecting them and everything. So you could be competing for like a level of status, but you don't allow looks, or you don't allow how things are looking to keep you or deter you from going forward after the things that you really want. So if things aren't looking like, if they're not looking as beautiful or as pretty as you would like them to be in the initial stages, you're not afraid to get dirty and to put the hard work or the hard effort in there. And you're not seeing that about yourself. See, with Freya here, Freya is about sometimes lowering your expectations to get the things you truly desire. And though other people may not, agree with you, lowering your expectations to get these things, the fruits that you get from lowering your expectations, they prove to be well worth what you gave up in the beginning stages, So, and then with creating with spirit to find your own level of independence, you're right on path. You're right on path. You have some type of psychic ability or some type of great intuition. If you're not, some people don't subscribe to having psychic abilities, but the crow is a psychic, or they're a medium for psychic ability. They're a medium for spirit. They were meant to have, they're considered like a third eye. The raven or the crow. The crow is very spiritual because it was supposed to be able to be, it's supposed to be like the in-between the spiritual and the physical world. So they were supposed to be able to like communicate between the in-betweens. So that's who you may be. You may have that energy, or that energy of like, I think of like the Akashic records of being able to pick up energy or information where you're not quite sure where you're getting it from. That's coming from the 12th house, which is the collective energy. So whenever, let's say for instance, I'm gonna give you an example of what collective energy is. So for me, let's say that I am a self-doubtful person, right? Let's say I was self-doubting. If I go and share that with my friends, my self-doubt, I am part of the collective as a singular. But once I go out and share my, let's say, my ideology of negativity, I share that with someone else. They are, as well a part of the collective. So I infect into them another part of, negativity or scaredness or rebelliousness or, defiance or whatever I'm giving to them. They become part of the collective with that information, and they store onto that. So also if you're doing positive things, if you're working, if you're, giving your best effort, if you're teaching, if you're skilled, if you're giving people a level of leadership, or you're leading people in the right direction, that is also part of the work for the collective. So you may not be seeing that you're leading people in the right direction, that you're a great leader or a great teacher. You may be sleeping on your abilities to forgive, because we have mending here too. And you're sleeping on your abilities to honor yourself, to create healthy boundaries, because claim independence with the sacral chakra here. Sacral chakra sometimes represents boundaries, healthy boundaries. Recognizing the level of intimacy that you need amongst people, even in friendships or, business partnerships, or even with, intimate partners, intimate lovers. You have a higher information. You're a teacher. You're an influencer. I was going to say an influencer. So you're an influencer. With all that glitters, you could be someone who gets a lot of attention, And with the Leo energy, you might not be recognizing this about yourself, that you can get a lot of attention, or that you are getting a lot of attention. All right. Then this is maybe coming through you being independent, or learning to claim your independence and willing to do the hard work and effort and be diligent for yourself, and allow spirit to show you where they want you to go or where they need you to be. It's like you've learned perfect timing, or you've learned divine timing. So you may have been coming into a period, or you may be currently in a period where you're getting over this period, where you feel like this is the way that things have always been done. So you may be getting out of that period of doing things your old way. Because remember how I was saying with this, because you could be like in this terrifying energy of conforming, doing what's like, kind of like competing in a way that's considered traditional or the right way of doing things. So this could be like working. This could be like, what do people compete for? Relationships. They compete for like possessions. They compete for status. So whatever the case is, you're a leg up above a lot of people, and you're not aware of it. That's the big thing here. You're not aware of how your way about going to get things has been divinely led and divinely orchestrated and has put you into the path of abundance, and you may not be seeing it. You may be looking past it, hoping for maybe larger riches, maybe more acclamation, or maybe more acknowledgement. Like it's something like that. Like you're looking for more of this. You know what I mean? But you're already like, the word that's coming to my mind is the cream rises to the top. So you're like already a higher echelon or higher upper echelon, and you may not be seeing this. Like there's no competition with you. You may think that people are competing with you, but they are not. You know, they're not. You may just be kind of like allowing your ego to get in the way. You may be thinking that people are hindering you, or people that are getting in your way, or that they're trying to stop you, and this isn't true. You have a lot more power and a lot more force and strength than you're giving yourself credit. All right, and that's because spirit is behind you and it's on your back, and they're working with you because you have a greater purpose here. All right, your job right now is to be honoring yourself. All right, it says you are ready to fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. So you're coming into a time where you're getting out of this energy of needing to be all glitzy and glamoury, or needing to have too much recognition or get too much attention. You're no longer caring about the superficial things. That's what you're going to be coming into. An energy and time where you're no longer going to be worried about the superficial things or worrying about the expectations of others. You're going to be doing things in an unorthodox way, and you're going to be competing. You're going to be very competitive, and you're going to be very dominant, but you're going to succeed. All right, you're going to succeed because you don't already see that you're already a level ahead of majority of your competition. All right, so if this was like going for like school or valedictorian, you're pretty much a shoo-in because these people don't know as much as you, because the Hierophant is a very knowledgeable type of person. So you're a very knowledgeable type of person. You have more information than the average Joe Blow, and you're sleeping on it, okay? Because you got it. All right, it may not be what society would deem as having the best skills or having great advantages, or or being well-rounded, but it works for you in a way that produces the results that you really wanted. So you're not seeing that about you, that you're extraordinary. That's you're extraordinary. I was going to say tremendous, but I don't need to gas you up too much. All right, you're doing well, and you don't see it. All right. That's the problem here. You're not aware how well you are doing, compared to others, and you're not seeing it. So, POW 4. Let's go. Let me give you advice. Positive outcome. At this very moment, you are sowing the seeds of your future through your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes, whether through love, fear, or indifference. You are always creating something. So remember, keep your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes positive, and you will create a positive outcome. So let's go over the signs one more time. We have Pisces, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, Aquarius, and Taurus. All right? So, POW 4, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house.